Hey YouTube, this is Kerri from Razor Sharp Crafts. It's like the fifth time I've said that today because I have to keep starting over between kids and husband interrupting. So, alright, here we go. I am bringing you a guest design team project for Tando Creative, and for week 1 on Tando's blog, the theme is black and blue. So let me go ahead and show you what I'm going to be making. Alright, so you can get the gist of it. You can kind of see it right here. But this is the Tando to-do chalk memo board. And I thought this would be really cute for setting up here in my craft room, and just I'm a little OCD. I like schedule and organization and stuff. Not I'm not really legit OCD. Like, I'm not diagnosed with it or anything, but because I can deal with mess and stuff, but there's sometimes little things bother me that people would find weird. So I thought this would be really cool to have in my craft room, and I can set it up and, you know, just put little things I need to remember on it. So it comes with, you got a backboard, and then you got a frame, and then you get 7 of these squares, and these are 3 1/8 by 3 1/8, so they're a square. And you get 7 of these, one for every day of the week. And you get these little pieces here, which are, they create a tray for you to put your piece of chalk in. And you get the 2 do, and then you get Sunday through Saturday, or Monday through Sunday, whatever way you look at your days of the week. And these are really, like, kind of really delicate. When you order this, you'll get them in, they're in the chipboard that they're cut in, and you just have to pop them out. And I suggest the side with the burn marks on it, go to the opposite side and push them backwards. That was the best way. And just be gentle, have patience. And I used my little pick to help push through at some spots, because some spots were rather rough. So that is what you get. So I'm going to create this with a black and blue theme. I'm going to move this out of the way, move all the letters and stuff out of the way. I want to put this tray together first, so that I can, so it can dry before I gotta get painting and stuff. Okay, so that's gotta go, these have to go on the outside. I'm just realizing there is a certain way that these have to be put together, because this one is shorter. Okay, alright. Alright. The longer one is supposed to be the back. Okay. Alright. It comes with a little instruction on how to put the tray together. So I have that. So what you see here, this is my Score Pal non-stick mat. This I got it in a rack from my friend Mary Seaver at Mini Album Scraps. Not this past Christmas, but the Christmas before, she sent me a good sized box filled with all sorts of goodies. And this was one of the absolute best things I could have ever gotten, because I love this mat. I use it all the time. It's awesome. Now I know you guys aren't used to seeing it. It's because it normally sits over here to my right. But and my camera rig is set up so that I can move my camera over to that side, and you can see the view on here. But the problem is I don't have light on that side, and where I have to sit, I'm blocking the normal ceiling light that there is in this room, because I have this light that you always see the shadow of, or the shine of. That's an extra lamp I have in here. And I have it over my area to give me more light, and then I have track lighting on the ceiling. But I kept meaning to buy a lamp to put over my, what I call my mixed media area, because it's this with all my paints and paintbrushes and Yudi and all that stuff. But I kept not forgetting, I just didn't. And I would have had to buy a 220 volt lamp being here in Germany, and never got around to it. And now that we're heading back to the States, I don't see the point in it, because to me it'd be a little bit of a waste of money to buy a lamp for just a couple months. So I just moved my nonstick mat over here on top of my normal green mat that you normally see. And so we're just going to work like that. So I have all the proper lighting and the proper mat down, so that I'm not having to lay down paper towels or cleaning up and getting one heck of a mess. You know the way it goes. Sorry, I'm working on getting my quick dry adhesive unclogged, because even though when I store it, I squeeze it until glue's coming out and then I cap it, but it still dries out in there. Alright, I think I got it. I think I got it. I think. Alright, so now the question is does this side matter? It doesn't look like it. So, this shows the shorter piece is the bottom. So we're going to glue these on the back first, or I guess I should glue one on, then glue the bottom in, and then glue that side on. Alright, that's how we're going to do it. So I'm just going to put a bead of glue nice thin layer of glue right through there. And the biggest thing is making sure it's flush. Here. So we got some good news today. Well, that didn't work. I may have to use hot glue. I prefer to use this because it gives me a little bit of wiggle room to get it lined up, you know. So we got some good news today. The military is offering a voluntary separation because of their, I'm sure those of you that follow the news have heard that the military's basically they're making cuts and they want to have a smaller military. And so my husband, he got sick of all the threats to the retirement and the threats to the, you know, the military used to be ideal because it was a guaranteed job. And it's not like that anymore in the military. And so my husband decided to go for voluntary separation. And we'd move back to his hometown in Ohio and start a stable life in the same community. is where he grew up in, and like all his family lives there. His mom, his dad, his mom and stepdad, his dad, and then his grandparents. So our boys would have their grandparents and great-grandparents there. And so he applied, and we are happy to announce that as of today, his voluntary separation has been approved. So we will be leaving the military and heading to Ohio to live. And we're really happy about it. So it's not a bad thing at all. Like, I look forward to having that forever home where I can hang pictures on the wall. Because I'll be honest, my husband and I have been together, we'll be married 6 years this June. We've never hung pictures on the walls. We have pictures. We've just never hung them because it's one of those things where you just got to take them down in a couple of years and move again, you know. And that's kind of a sad way to live, so we'll be able to hang pictures on the walls. My kids will go to one school their whole lives. Well, our oldest is in 4th grade now, he's in 4th grade, so as of 5th grade on, he'll be in one school. Michael, he does his special school, but he'll start kindergarten this coming school year, so he'll be able to go kindergarten all the way through in the same school district. And obviously little Joshua will definitely get to, because he just turns 2 in April. So he'll be in the same school his whole life. And we'll get to live near family. It's going to be a great thing. It really is. And we are very much looking forward to it. No more moving around every few years. I'll get to have an actual craft room I can design it myself or set it up myself, you know. I mean, I can't complain. My craft room I have now isn't that bad. But I'm looking forward to getting some of like those Michael's cubes. Setting up a good little storage area for my craft stuff. What's up, baby? Hold on one second. My Michael just came in. Oh, okay, you can... David?
No, he's finishing homework.
No, he's not finishing homework. David doesn't have any homework. Can you turn the TV on for Michael, please, and you can watch it with him? Go on. Can you close my door, please?
Oh.
Thank you, sweetheart. Okay. He had dental surgery yesterday, so he's had a rough day. And a rough night and day. But yeah, so we look forward to it. I'm like really excited. Plus, in the area where we're moving to, they have a Hobby Lobby, a Michael's, and a Joann's Superstore. So, kudos. There's also some little like little scrapbooking stores in the area too. So, really excited about that. It's just another plus, especially after living over here in Germany for the last 4 years where I haven't had those. So, there we have the little tray for putting chalk in. I will probably use this for something else, like, I don't know, if it might hold notepads or like Post-its, if it'll hold them. Like they could lean against the board if there's enough room above it without it blocking something. Because I'm not going to be using chalk on mine because I have chalk markers. I picked these up at Hobby Lobby last summer when I was... Oh, shoot. Okay, I got to... Alright, I gotta pause my camera. I just knocked the soda over. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that. I was going to put those back on the shelf, and one of them fell out of my hand and hit my can of Pepsi I had sitting here, and it toppled over, and yeah, now it's a little flat. But anyways, it toppled over and spilled everywhere, and I have my green mat that's underneath this that y'all always see. I have it attached to my desk using glue dots because, you know, when you're trying to, I used to fussy cut with an X-Acto knife, and when you're trying to go like this and your mat's sliding on you, it would mess you up. So I stuck it down using glue dots, and so I had to pull the mat up a little bit so I could clean under it because it spilled right at the corner of the mat, and obviously it went under. So, alright, so what I was saying, I picked those up at Hobby Lobby last summer when we were home. So the little box is put together, and we'll set this aside to dry because it's going to, everything's going to be painted. Now, I'm going to start with this. Alright, I'm going to show you something I worked on yesterday. I've been making homemade enamel dots, which everybody in my family says look like M&Ms and they want to eat them. And I really like these blue ones. It's really pretty blue. So I want to use them to add texture around the outside. And so I'm going to paint it black. Because like I have black ones. So I'm trying, I was figuring this black with the blue dots. Yeah, I want the blue dots, not the black ones. These are my neon ones, and these are my regular ones. Or just standard colors, whatever. I don't remember what they were just regular colored ones. So, and for those of you that have never realized that you can make your own homemade enamel dots, it's really easy. You buy these beads. These are the neon ones, these are the regular ones. Excuse me. Preheat your oven to 450 degrees, or if you're in Europe, it's 232 degrees Celsius, but 450 degrees Fahrenheit. And make sure your oven's completely preheated. And then line these on parchment paper with the hole facing up. Put them on parchment paper so that they're level. You want to use, I use a glass casserole dish. Seemed to work the best. And glass holds the heat better. So lay them down with the hole facing up. Bake them for about 15 minutes or until you can no longer see where the hole was. And then take them out and let them cool. But make sure they're on parchment paper because the plastic will melt onto your baking dish. I'm not even sure, it might be able to melt into your baking dish. Anyways, so yeah, 450 degrees Fahrenheit, 232 degrees Celsius for 15 minutes. That's an electric oven. I don't know about a gas oven. Basically what I did, because when I was learning how to do them, I got I had a couple different, like one lady said it took this long, another lady said it took this long, like one said it took like 6 or 7 minutes, another lady said 15 minutes. I set my timer for 5 minutes, checked them, 5 minutes, checked them until they were done, and then it ended up being about 15 minutes. So I need to run and get water. I'll be right back. Okay, and I am back. Water. This is the Faber-Castell dish for painting. And it's designed with ridges on the side so you can set your paintbrush like that and it won't roll away. I can't tip it to show you what it looks like or I'll put the water all over my desk. So yeah, I just did 5-minute intervals until they were done, and it took like sometimes it took a few minutes longer, but it took basically 15 minutes each time. So, and this is just black gesso. So the one thing I have learned from my friend Jane at Velocity Vet 08 is you should always gesso, because your paint can soak into like your wood or chipboard. So it could end up, I don't know, I think it could end up taking more layers. I'm not exactly sure what if it could ruin it or whatnot. Might just take more paint. So I just, I agree with Jane. It's just easier to gesso something up first. And I think it's going to be easier if I get myself a bigger paintbrush. So, and I have black, gray, and white gesso, so I usually have something that can work with what I'm doing. So I'll gesso this with black, and then I'll paint over it with black paint. So that way I'm not trying to cover white, like if I used white gesso and then trying to cover it up with black paint, you know. Might take a coat or two, might not, depends on the paint you use, but obviously this frame's a little too big to have the whole thing in frame at once, but I'm just going over it, just painting all around the outside. Put a good layer on it, get the edges, because my edges are going to show. I love the way this black gesso looks. At times I'm ready to just leave it as the paint, you know? Which you could. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just that it's a matte finish, it's not a gloss finish. And if you're wondering, all my gesso is this Bob Ross. And I ordered it online at Hobby Lobby. So, I mean, I have one of these Deco Art acrylic gesso. This gesso is extremely thick. Like really thick. Like it's not. It leaves a texture actually. I'm just getting all my outside edges now. Probably gonna go off camera on you a little bit. But yeah, so I don't really like to use that Deco Art gesso unless, you know, I want to add some texture to something. Because it's kind of a pain. I like this Bob Ross stuff. It was, well, pretty cheap priced. And it's a nice thin gesso, so it's easy to apply. Okay. Now I'm just going to touch up on the inside edge here. Like, there we go. My husband bothering me again. I think he finds it funny. So that is completely gessoed, and honestly the gesso is almost dry on it. Now my only problem is I don't have a place to set it. Oh, oh man. Ugh. Alright. I just threw this paper towel with gesso on it down on top of my ruler and my little book to keep track of my Copics. So, alright, I got kids screaming and I need to let this sit to dry. So I'm going to let this dry, clean up my area, and then I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. So I have no more kids screaming. This is pretty well dry. I'm not going to bother to paint the back of it because it's going to be glued down onto the back piece. Okay, so I had to get soap for my bathroom so I could wash my hands off. And then I had to get our little one situated because he was angry. Because that's what he does. He gets angry. He wanted to watch Toy Story 3 downstairs. And he's got to watch it downstairs because we only have it on Blu-ray. Upstairs in the playroom, they have an Apple TV. So they can watch anything we have on iTunes. And anything on Netflix. Because that's how we watch TV over here. We don't have like a TV... like they have what's called AFN, which is Armed Forces Network, but they have like limited channels, and it's not worth paying the money to get the box to us. So we do Netflix and iTunes movies. We have like some iTunes, we have some iTunes TV shows that we buy too. Like we always buy Ink Masters and Face Off. We like those two. They're like reality shows. So I'm going to hit this real quick with my heat gun, so bear with me on the noise. Mainly on the back, because this is where I'm getting... So yeah, Michael was watching Monsters Inc. downstairs, and Joshua wanted to watch Toy Story downstairs, so it was a whole fight. So I bought Toy Story on iTunes so that he could watch it upstairs. We're kind of preferring to keep Michael downstairs if we can, just so we can keep an eye on him. Like he came upstairs to watch TV after lunch, and he passed out for like 2 or 3 hours. So, and when I say pass out, he fell asleep. But he didn't sleep well last night after his surgery. He was up, he was sick quite a bit. So, and he was up really early this morning. I don't like... Great. Make a mess. I'm not a real, like, have stuff everywhere crafter. I don't know why, I like stuff to be kind of neat. I mean, don't get me wrong, my craft area gets pretty messed up. But I'm one of those crafters where I will clean up when my area is getting a little too messy. So, oh, I'm really liking this in black. I may have to get another one of these. See, blue is my favorite color. So this challenge is easy for me to create something to hang in my own craft room because I'm going to be using one of my favorite colors. But my craft store at one point had pink chalkboard paint. And I kicked myself in the butt for not buying it when I saw it. Because they only had one jar. Because that's the way my craft store is. A lot of times they just have one of something. Because out of the other thousands of military on the base, only one person's going to want that, you know. But I kicked myself for not buying it because when I did go back to buy it, it was gone. Because I was thinking of using it on this, and then I forgot that I had chose this for the black and blue challenge. So it wasn't a big deal that they didn't have it. But now I want to get another one of these and do with pink like I was thinking when I first started thinking it. Because pink is another color I like. Blue, purple, pink. About the only color that's not like a color that I'm like, oh, I love it, is red. Red's just not my favorite color. I don't know why. Okay, right now I'm just going to be doing my edges. So you might not be able to see that well, but I'm just running on the inside, covering those edges again. Grabbed myself a fresh Pepsi while I was downstairs too. I told my husband that I did a drawing of how I want my craft room laid out when we buy a home. Because originally we were going to build. But now we're just going to buy a house probably. And we'll save up money and build later on in life. Because we kind of want to be in the suburbs right now. So that our kids can be in good schools and all that. And to build a house that is built the way we want it, we would have to buy some land elsewhere and build outside of the suburbs. Because in the suburbs, you know, everything looks alike. They have a plan. And you just buy the land and then they build the house according to the plan. And we don't really want that. Like, we want to design it. Or, you know, be involved in the design. My phone just scared me. Just got a little notification. It buzzed really loud at me. Not loud, but vibrated kind of awkwardly. So yeah, so we've decided to put the building of a house on hold. And we'll just buy a house that suits our needs. And but I still will be able to figure out, I'll still be able to set my craft room up kind of the way I had it in my drawing. Because it's just based on an empty room. Like most of it is like maybe is adding storage into it. Basically. I'm really hooked on all the Michael's Cube storage that they have. You know, I'm sure y'all know what I mean. I watch a lot of people in like craft room tours videos on Facebook, on Facebook, on YouTube here. To get ideas. I was trying to do it for my craft room here. But a lot of the storage type stuff I needed to wait till we get to the States. Like, we have IKEA here, but we're also paying German prices, which is higher. And I'm probably going to get booed on YouTube for this, but I'm not the biggest fan of IKEA's stuff. I mean, they have some nice stuff, don't get me wrong. But, And I don't know, maybe I've just seen a select amount of stuff. I've never actually gone to an IKEA store. So I guess I shouldn't judge. I take it back. I'm not going to say I'm not a fan, because I don't know. I guess I've just seen some of their stuff, because I'm sure they have, like, wood storage and stuff like that as well. I've just always just seen their plastic storage that a lot of the crafters have, and I want wood. I want the nice wood and stuff. It's really sturdy. And that's why, like, I got this ultimate storage tower from Gina's Designs, and I didn't decorate it yet. I put it all together and I'm using it. But there's one whole side that's all drawers, and you could put some really cute decorative paper on it, and it would make it look really, really nice. And I haven't, because I'm waiting to decorate all my storage units and my tool holding stuff, when I have my forever craft room, and I can go with like a theme in my craft room. So, because actually I got this for my Copics from La La Land Crafts. That holds all my Copics. And my husband was surprised that I didn't have it more decorated than just the flourishes. And now I'll say that in English without the paintbrush in my mouth. My husband just today was like, I'm surprised you don't have this decorated more, like painted, decorated up. And that's when I told him, I was like, I don't want to decorate my craft stuff until I get my forever craft room. And I know what it, like I want a theme, you know, I want a theme. You know, how everybody's kind of got their themes. Like my pink stamper, she did her whole entire craft room in pink. And she loved it. So I want to use blues, because blue's my favorite color. But like my storage is going to be like the white things from Michael's. I don't think I'll paint them or decorate them in any way. But like when I decorate my walls, because I'm going to have some decoration stuff on my walls, because I haven't had stuff hung on walls in over 10 years about now, as long as I've been with the military. So it's been a long time since I've decorated a home. So I fully plan on decorating my craft room with some wall hanging stuffs with some wall hanging stuff, and probably some vinyl word sayings across the walls and stuff. Can't really do that here. We can't hang stuff on the walls because the walls are cement. Like even my camera rack, my husband had to drill holes into the wall and hang it with screws. So now we're gonna have to make sure that those are well hidden when we move out. I can't speak today. But we have to make sure we take care of them when we move out so that the landlord doesn't get mad. But since I had gotten on a design team, when I got on Diamond Dye's design team, he was like, you're going big time, you need a good setup. He was so proud of me. It's nice to have a man like that, you know? So, and we got this all painted nice and black. And I didn't even tell y'all, I was just using, it's just a black acrylic paint. Cerama coat or whatever. It's just what my craft store over here carries for acrylic paint. I have the Tim Holtz, the different distress paints, but they take a couple layers, I'll be honest, because with them being, what are they, water-based? I forget what they are. I want to say they're water-based, that's why they react to water. Is that how that works? But anyways, they're really liquidy, and so they take a couple coats to really cover stuff. Like when I did my fall canvas, I used almost a full bottle of the antique linen. I'm not going to be able to find it. Anywho, So, yeah, I'm just using acrylic paint. I'm going to let this dry and then see if it needs another coat or not. Yeah. Okay. So, what can we go on to while we're waiting? What can we go on to? I don't know. Alright, I definitely need to change out my water because it's like filled with black. So I'm going to pause and I'll be right back. I might be right back. I'm going to check and see how long this video is going to be, and if it's going to be anything over 40 minutes, then I'll start a new video. So stay tuned. There we go.